Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Conor Talk of the Day. Today, we are talking about legacy. Or better yet, what legacy means to me. Legacy to me is not about leaving a fancy car behind, or a plot of land, or $50,000, whatever it might be. Legacy is not about leaving these things behind to my children, or my grandchildren, or whatever. Legacy to me is about the effect I can have on people. Legacy to me is in these small interactions I have with people during their day-to-day life. It could have a lasting effect. I could say hello to somebody on the bus station one time, and it spirals into a whole friendship. Legacy to me is when I am 50 years old, or however old I might be. It's about every little thing I do. In 40 or 50 years' time, when I'm old and weary and I have grandchildren or children, they can ask these random people that may have met me once or twice what I was like. And these people can say, Conor was a man of kindness. Conor was always forgiving. That would be my legacy. That is how I want to be envisioned, and that is what I want to leave behind. Instead of just possessions and stuff, legacy is the memories I am able to leave behind. This feeling of leaving behind like an important moment, or like a small minuscule moment in somebody's life that could have an everlasting effect, reminds me of this is gonna sound stupid, but one of my favorite words is sonder. And that is the feeling that random person walking by you on the street has lived a full and entirely complex life, and you will never know anything about it. And I love that because, I aspire to be more than that. I aspire to be the guy that said, "Hey, how you going?" Like, da 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 da. Just random moments like that might mean nothing to some people, but it might also mean everything, and you will never know. One of my favorite compliments I've ever received was, he said, Conor, my favorite thing about you is how you get so excited over the little things. And that is something I want to leave behind as my legacy. Oh, Conor would chase he would go out and he would just look for the stars. That might not have been that impressive, but that's what he did. He just would sit there and he'd look. And he would talk about how the clouds were hitting the moon perfectly and there's one beam of light. I want people to have those memories with me. The moments where you're sitting outside by a campfire and you're just sitting in chairs laughing, and you have a couple drinks, and like those moments are very unique. The other day I was at the beach, and the sun was pretty bright and it was warm, and the wind was hitting the beach, but it was like a cool breeze. There was a couple clouds out, and there's this path that you can follow, and it leads to this rock. It's this lady's property that she lets people like go and sit there. There's a bench there. And I go there sometimes, and there was this old couple sitting on the bench. They had silver hair, and he had his arm wrapped around her, and they just looked happy. They had a big grin on their face. They asked me to take a picture of them. Honestly, it was a pretty good picture, but I think moments like that are important, because in 10 years' time, they're going to be able to look back at that moment and say, oh, that was really kind of him to take that picture. I think moments like that are very important. And I love having those moments. I think it is really important to leave behind those moments. There's this video of Markiplier answering this question. This is completely kind of out of context, but you'll see. The question was, if you had one day left to live, would you tell anybody? Like, if today was your last day, would you tell anybody? And he said no. He wouldn't tell anybody. And I've been thinking about this, and I don't think I would tell anybody either. Goodbyes are far too complicated. You have to, I've lived a long and happy life. But you shouldn't have to say that. If I were to die tomorrow, this is an extreme question, okay? I'm fine, I'm perfectly healthy, but I'd want to make the best of the time I have. Go make some more memories with some people. See a random guy on the street. Hey, how's it going? Weather's beautiful today, that's how I would be, I think. I have really enjoyed how much I am grateful for these tiny, minuscule moments. And honestly, I'm happy with that. Like, I'm happy with finding joy in these moments. I am learning every single day more and more about how I have become the person I am, and how I have interacted with the people the people that have come and gone out of my life, and I don't think I'm angry about it all. It's just, it happens, and I'm content with living the life I've lived and continuing to live the life I live. If you were to ask me 3 years ago today that I would be like, if you were to just ask me 3 years ago today if I would be happy, I think I probably would have come up with some long ass excuse on all the reasons why I shouldn't be happy. But if I ask myself that today, I am happy. I've come a long way, and I'm still going a long way. My life is, I'm only 21. I have so much more of my life to live, and I just can't wait for it. When the day comes that I have kids, or I, contribute this grand big thing to society, or whatever I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make sure that I didn't waste a single moment on like the bad things, that I didn't waste a single moment worrying that I was never going to be enough. Because I've done that. I used to have it drilled into my brain that I was never enough. And all of my relationships failed because of that. I would always just tell myself that I wasn't good enough. I wasn't good enough. But like you can't weigh on yourself like that. Even the smallest things you do have like the greatest ripple. That's why legacy is a very important thing to me. And I'm excited to keep leaving behind my memories. And this Connor talk, I think, will be a very good, like, a good way for me to do that as well. Sure, they're stupid and it's just me ranting on for 10 minutes, but I'm sure there's something somebody's gonna get out of it. All of this started because I just was trying to journal my thoughts, because I always struggled with understanding why I'm doing the things I'm doing. So I started journaling them, but I can't write for shit, so I just made it into videos. And now I have the Connor Talks, which is a very big step, but this is what it is. Like, this is me journaling my thoughts. This is me working through my problems and my fear of whatever. Like, my fear of never being good enough is what made me so grateful about leaving behind a legacy the way I think of it as. And yeah, I think that's the Connor talk of the day. Wham bam, thank you ma'am.